What's going on there, everyone? Now we have an interesting story here that kind of kind of puts us all in a little bit of a conundrum. Uh, let's get into the story real quick. A rainbow flag again burned outside Harlem Gay Bar. Alibi Lounge owner has message for all of his patrons. We need to keep our heads high and stay safe. I agree with that message. Always keep your head high and always stay safe. Uh, New York, CBS News. For the second time in just over a month, a rainbow flag, pride flag, was burned outside the same Harlem bar. Governor Andrew Cuomo says he will now assign a task force to investigate the hate crime. Okay, full stop. How is burning the American crime the American crime, the American flag completely acceptable under free speech? But yet, if you burn a rainbow flag, it's a hate crime? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If any flag should be protected in this country, in my opinion, it would be the American flag, not a rainbow flag. No offense to the gay community. I think generally they're all pretty awesome. Everyone that I've met's been pretty awesome. There's been a few weirdos, but you'll have that with any group of people, you know? Okay, back to the story. On Monday, CBS 2's Jenna DeAngelis spoke to the owner of the Alibi Lounge, who called the incidents surreal. It's not that big of a deal. Have you ever seen a protest where they're burning American flags? That's surreal to me. Ugh, this story it makes me feel icky. After the success of Pride this year, someone decides that we are going to burn the symbol of Pride, Alexei Minko said. A week after love-filled New York streets with rainbow flags on display to celebrate Pride, a flag was left torched and tattered outside a popular Harlem gay bar. And it's not the first time. Well, let me just stop real quick and say something about these Pride parades. They're really like parades of depravity and debauchery and just weird things happening. People dressed as animals and people dressed in gimp outfits being led down the street with collars on and stuff. That's not something to be proud of. You're a freak. Not all of the people at those parades do that. I will say that. But as a whole, those parades are kind of weird. And I don't care for them. They need to clean up their image a little bit. They always put the crazies out in front. It seems it's kind of like, I think it's a leftism thing. Not saying that all of them are leftists, but a good portion of the people that go to those parades are indeed on the left. We know that. Twice in 5 weeks. It's a hate crime, Minko said. No, it's freedom of speech. On May 31st, the eve of Pride Month, surveillance cameras captured a man lighting 2 rainbow flags on fire outside the same bar. But the suspect still hasn't been caught. Minko says he froze when he found out a rainbow flag was set on fire again outside his bar, especially since he said the NYPD has had a steady presence in our neighborhood. It's not that big of a deal. This story is just not that big of a deal to me, but it's getting a lot of headlines, getting a lot of traction for some reason. It's calculated because he managed to actually commit his crime when the NYPD wasn't here, Minko said. Like I said, how is burning a flag a hate crime? It's free speech. You should be allowed to do that. This seems like a commonsensical thing. I don't know, but we all know that these marginalized groups have very big voices. Small numbers, but a huge voice. We see this with the gay community, or the LGBT. I'm not going to put the other one on there because the other one doesn't make any sense to me. But, yeah, I just don't get this. It's not really making a whole lot of sense to me. Minko said after midnight someone saw one of two flags on fire and got the attention of a bartender who put out the flames. A cigarette butt was found on the other flag, and Minko said he believes it may have something to do with the fire. Police spent hours going at that. Hold on one second. A cigarette butt, even if it's lit, it's not gonna set a polyester flag on fire. It's gonna melt the flag, if anything. That has nothing to do with it. That was someone just flicked their cigarette probably on it. But it might have the DNA of the person who did it. Police spent hours going in and out of the bar overnight, talking to the owner and taking pictures. And here you can see a tweet from the New York Police Department's hate crime unit. Wanted for anti-LGBT criminal mischief, burning a pride flag. See, how is that? I just, their argument is crap to me because you're allowed to burn the American flag. So all other flags in this country, to me, and to a lot of people probably, are beneath the American flag. Yet, they get treated differently? No, I don't know about all that. You're gonna get caught, and this is gonna be such a stupid thing to lose 5 to 10 years of your life on a hate crime, Harlem resident Eric Stewart said. I hope they continue to stay here and not get scared off because one bad apple, because the rest of the community doesn't feel this way. Resident Abdir Bar added. And that's true too. This isn't nothing to be afraid of. So you got one or two people. Sounds like it's probably the work of one guy. Not that big of a deal. It's probably not that big of a deal. There's always fear of escalation. But man up a little bit, fellas and ladies that go to this gay bar. Just keep awareness of your surroundings. If you see something weird, say something, you know. Help protect each other. Y'all are a group of people hanging out. Make sure you're all safe. I want everyone to be safe, whether I agree with them or not. But, alright. At this time, when NYPD statistics show how hate crimes up 64% this year compared to last year, their statistics are skewed. His is a message to the community. We need to keep our heads high and make sure that we take all the appropriate measures to stay safe, Minko said. After the first incident, somebody anonymously donated 2 flags. That was nice. One, which was during the early morning hours on Monday. The other was taken inside when the bar closed, but the owner said he doesn't plan to stop displaying his patrons' pride. And you shouldn't. That's another thing, too. Don't be afraid to make a visual stand with putting pride flags all over your business. It's not hurting nobody. Police have not linked the 2 crimes, but the hate crime task force is investigating both incidents. Alright, so like I said, I think this is an absolutely ridiculous story because it should not be even close to classified as a hate crime. As I stated, you can burn an American flag in front of the White House. No big deal. The police just say, stop doing that until you get rowdy with them. Then they might rough you up. Them Capitol Police don't like to play, which is a good thing. But, if you burn a rainbow-colored flag, it's immediately a hate crime? That's a damn shame. That is a crying shame that this is where our country's at today. If the person who's done this is probably on video, probably will get caught, they shouldn't be charged with a hate crime. Or even have to spend 1 hour in jail. This is freedom of speech, freedom of expression. He hurt nobody. And no, and I know he could. People will say, "Oh, but Matt, he hurt them. He hurt them by doing this. He made them feel." I don't care how they feel. Feelings are nothing to me. I don't care about people's feelings. I care about the factual situation. Someone burned a flag. That's protected under freedom of speech. If the pride flag is above those confines of the law, then we got a way more serious problem in this country than this story. If the pride flag is held at a higher esteem and a whole different set of boundaries than the American flag itself, we need to seriously stop and take a look around and say, what the hell are we doing here? I don't know. I just thought this was an odd story. It kind of irritated me by being labeled as a hate crime for burning a flag. I would love to hear y'all's comments on this particular one. If you comment at all, comment on this video, because I just, in my brain, I can't make sense of how it's being charged as a hate crime. It just will not enter my head. I don't get it. No one was assaulted. No slurs were screamed or spray painted anywhere. It was just the burning of 2 pride flags, 2 rainbow flags. Not that big of a deal. Sounds like a prankster, not an actual person filled with legit hate. But who knows? That's why I'd love to hear your opinions. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip side.